Digested is an upcoming body cam-style survival horror game where players must evade a giant snake intent on eating them alive. The game is being developed by Carl and Carl and features a randomized, expansive environment. The goal is to locate navigation points and make your way to the extraction pod using a map and compass, with no guided arrows, making every playthrough unique. The gameplay is designed for shorter sessions, typically around 30 minutes, but the randomized elements add significant replay value. Bloody Hell Hotel is a vampire-themed life simulation game with elements of business management. Players take on the role of a vampire who awakens after centuries to find his grand estate in ruins. The goal is to renovate it into a successful hotel, all while using vampiric powers to manage resources and fend off challenges in a spooky yet quirky setting. The game features elements like farming, dungeon crawling, and crafting to support the hotel's development. The Lost Fragment is an upcoming survival horror first-person shooter developed by Nil Andane Studio, an indie studio based in Osa, Japan. The game, built in Unreal Engine 5, aims for an exceptionally realistic experience with meticulously crafted environments without using photogrammetry. The setting appears to be a deserted medical facility where players must navigate dimly lit corridors, encounter unsettling sounds, and face eerie ghostly occurrences. Plan 8 is an upcoming exosuit MMO shooter developed by Pearl Abyss, the creators of Black Desert Online. The game combines MMO elements with shooter gameplay, allowing players to use exosuits that grant superhuman abilities, such as enhanced strength, climbing capabilities, and jumping over buildings. Players can also modify and enhance firearms, allowing for a high level of customization. The game aims to offer a next-generation shooter experience with a vast open-world setting, with a focus on cooperative and competitive multiplayer. Players can team up to tackle challenging missions or engage in large-scale PvP battles. The developers have also promised regular updates to keep the experience fresh and engaging for the community. Kong: Survivor Instinct is a 2.5D action-adventure game set in the Monsterverse, taking place after the events of Godzilla vs. Kong. In the game, players take on the role of David, an oil rig worker who must navigate through a devastated city in search of his missing daughter. The game features realistic platforming, challenging combat, and Metroidvania-style exploration, as players witness the aftermath.
But I can't do it alone.
The Defiant is an upcoming first-person shooter set during World War II, specifically focusing on the Second Sino-Japanese conflict. Developed by Thinksis, this game offers a unique setting rarely explored in FPS games, with missions inspired by the resistance movement in 1940s China. The gameplay combines intense action and stealth missions, drawing comparisons to Call of Duty World at War. Players will engage in historically influenced battles while uncovering stories of bravery and defiance. The game aims to immerse players in a rich narrative alongside its dynamic combat system. Altarium is a first-person asymmetric PvP co-op horror game where 1 to 5 players can choose to play as either the victim or the evil entity. The game features a dark atmospheric setting with survival mechanics and psychological horror elements. Players must navigate various challenges using their wits and abilities to survive or hunt down others, depending on the chosen role. The game blends cooperative and competitive gameplay modes, providing a tense and immersive experience. Each match offers a unique dynamic, ensuring no 2 sessions are ever the same.
Come on, get up!
Projekt Z Beyond Order is a first-person co-op zombie shooter set during an alternate World War II scenario, developed by 314 Arts. The game focuses on Nazi experiments to weaponize zombies on a secret German island. Players assume the role of a diverse crew of survivors, each with unique abilities, working together to uncover the secrets of the Projekt Z program. The game offers both a campaign and survival mode.
Secret island Breitengrad 77, controlled by Colonel Walter, the villain in our alternative world. You start together in the Hideout, a central hub in the game where you can accept missions, buy, sell and customize weapons, as well as upgrade your character. But that's not all. You also have the option to design your hideout according to your preferences along with your friends, provided that you have found enough resources and blueprints during missions or in free roam mode. We have also put a special emphasis on adding weapons and attachments that existed as prototypes or concepts whenever possible. This gives our alternate universe a fresh twist and offers you the opportunity to
Deliver at All Costs is an action-packed, narratively driven game set in a 1950s-inspired world filled with rock and roll, nuclear fears, and destructible environments. You play as Winston Green, a hot-tempered courier with a mysterious past, navigating a chaotic world where you must deliver strange and dangerous cargo. The gameplay mixes absurd deliveries like transporting a giant marlin or defusing a bomb, with chaotic, destructible environments that react unpredictably to your actions. Every decision you make could mean the difference between success and disaster.
You may be clever, and a good courier even.
Whoa! You gotta be kidding me!
But I trust you about as much as a penguin trusts a shark as a swim.
Lost Wild is an upcoming first-person survival horror game developed by Great Ape Games, set in a prehistoric world filled with dinosaurs. The game focuses on survival, exploration, and stealth. Players are stranded in a hostile, dinosaur-infested wilderness and must use their wits to evade and survive. Non-lethal tools, such as fire, are used to scare off these creatures, and players must carefully observe their behaviors to survive. The immersive environment and dynamic AI create a tense and unpredictable experience. Players will need to adapt to ever-changing threats in order to make it out alive. Greenhawk Platoon is a multiplayer first-person shooter where you control plastic toy soldiers battling for supremacy in everyday environments like kitchens, backyards, and bedrooms. Developed by RetroPixel Digital and published by Microprose, the game offers a unique blend of responsive gunplay and class-based combat. You can choose from various soldier classes such as riflemen, medics, engineers, and more, with vehicles like tanks, jeeps, helicopters, and even planes available to turn the tide in battle.
Throwing frag! Copy that!
Sounds like a plan, Sam.
Enemy aircraft! Hit the dirt! Hope they've got insurance.
A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead is an upcoming survival horror game based on the popular movie franchise, set in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by alien creatures with heightened hearing. The game follows a young woman as she struggles to survive while navigating both external dangers and personal turmoil. Players will have to use stealth and resourcefulness to avoid making noise, which can attract the terrifying creatures. Get ready to play in complete silence, because in this world, even a sneeze could be your last. Dying Light: The Beast is a new standalone adventure in the zombie action genre, developed by Techland. The game returns with hero Kyle Crane, who gains unique abilities after 13 years in captivity. Events take place in the Castor Woods area, where players will use their parkour skills to fight zombies and explore various locations, including villages and industrial complexes. The game length is around 18 to 20 hours and will include elements of both the main storyline and side quests.
Might unleash the beast.
Atomfall is a single-player survival action game developed by Rebellion, set in a post-apocalyptic British landscape inspired by the events of the 1957 nuclear disaster at the Windscale plant. Players will explore a quarantine zone, encountering various factions, including mystical cults and government agents. The game features multiple ways to interact with the world, including resource gathering, crafting, fighting, and trading with local characters. Gothic Remake is a reimagining of the classic RPG originally released in 2001. The game will utilize Unreal Engine 5 to create improved graphics and a more dynamic combat system. Developers from Alchemia Interactive promise to retain the core elements of the original while adding new features like enhanced NPC interactions and new areas to explore. The story remains true to the original, where players take on the role of a prisoner who must survive and carve out a place in a conflict-ridden world.
Interesting characters, understand their inner motivations, and earn their respect by completing a series of elaborate quests. How you solve or handle their problems depends entirely on your choices. No matter when, in what order, or if you do anything at all, the game will always respond appropriately to your decisions. Experience a complex and demanding combat system with satisfying character progression. Overcome your opponents using a variety